Hello everyone, I'm Pani Coffee, and today I'm testing out the gun primer tools. Now when I first heard of this brand I was really skeptical. So in this video I wanted to show you if they deliver on that promise or is it just hype. Gun Primer is a brand of premium tools, notably for their abrasives, that promises a very smooth finish. So let's find out by actually using it on a kit, just straight build. So this is my only copy of Lacus Klein Figure Eye Standard, and I decided to sacrifice it for this test. I would always prefer to paint if I can, but I'm a bit hesitant on these since the skin colors are already colored in. They're pretty good already, so this little Haro, my trusty Xenoblade by ATField. I prefer the water slide decals actually compared to the rub-ons. Stickers, yeah, well, since I intended this to be a straight build, then I probably would use all the stickers instead of painting them in. Nice. With a good pair of nippers already, there's a lot less to clean. So the way it works is the Razor glass files, they are equivalent to about 220 grit. And when you process the gates, they will finish them as if you have used a 600 grit. After that, we process with the balancer. But after processing with the balancer, you end up with a 2000 grit. After that, then we go to the white. So the white has two surfaces. The green side, if you want a matte surface, use the green side. If you want a glossy finish, then use the white side. But essentially we are starting with a 2000 grit and we are simply polishing it to perfection. And if you have a less sharp pair of nippers, even far away, if you can go here. Me, it's already really fine, so I'll simply go here. So now balancer gray to bring it to a 2000 grit. Oh, that cleans it off nicely. I mean, look at this. It's just awesome. It's so clean. Like I don't have the cloth, the restorer. I think they call it the restorer. I don't have this cloth. This is simply for my airbrush, my old airbrush. Hold on, I'm gonna try the white. Oh yeah, the white kind of fixes it. You don't see where the original nub was at all. You know what, for parts like these, I really don't care. You know, just make sure you can fit whatever part needs to go there. Because here, obviously, you might look at it. And so long as the waist can fit, it doesn't matter if it's 100% smooth, clean, you know, like baby butt smooth. We don't need that here. Now you might notice I have my hobby knife out. That was to cut inside the skirt. There was some nubs there I couldn't get through, so I had to cut them using this. But you see, it's still roughly cut. Because anyway, this is going here. Like so. So here's another example. This is a joint, a ball joint. So here I'm not concerned at cutting, you know, far from the gate itself. I cut directly from that ball. They don't need to be polished. But for the sides there, I take care to avoid any stress marks over there. But here, the ball joint, Who cares? Nobody's gonna see that. On the pink side, this is where we're going to really test it. There's a bit of a nub left over here, and there's a seam line. My neighbors are starting to come home and hear all sorts of doors banging, and sometimes I wish I could rent an office space or buy an office space. Anyway, normally I put headphones, but when I need to speak, then obviously I put it off. So, I think it did a pretty good job here. Wow. You can see a slight discoloration. Then let's try the matte balancer white. And then finally a bit of gloss. You know, just tread on slowly. You can always take off more, but you cannot add any more. Now she actually looks like Lacus. I hate stickers in these models. Back here. Yeah. The smooth parts, you know, such as body parts, these are the best parts to test because these parts require very smooth finishes. And as you can see here, there is a small seam line over here. So we're gonna try to clean that up with the gun primer, which I can't find at the moment. Where is it?
2,000 years later.
I found it. Everything's good with the world. And there we go. Look at how clean that is. I've been vigorously sanding it and no scratches. And we'll see what we end up with. We still got two faces, alternate faces, but to me this is the canon Lacus Clyne. Because you see her most of the time in if you watch the anime, her expression is like that most of the time, either the left or right. It's better if you cut it while it's still in the original location. So for example here, this way, so you can really contour. The smaller the eye is, the more we can cover that area. Sure. And to help with adhesion, I always use Tamiya Smart Fit. Phew, okay, so now we've got all the three faces all decaled up. Wow, they are pretty nice, and I'm impressed at the quality of the decals actually. So here she is, and I'm still bothered by these stickers. So obviously I'm going to revisit this and do a proper panel lining, especially for the Haro. You barely see any contrast, so I will revisit this model. But for now, the main point of this video was to test how effective the gun primers are, the Razor. For this build, I've only used the Razor itself and the two balancers. It's so clean how it could process the gates, the nubs of the gate. But anyway, I was really impressed at how it could clean, especially in the skirt. You can't even see where the original gate was. The hair especially, so I processed the hair and it's super smooth. I've tried my best not to damage it. It's like it's deeply embedded over there, so that's not the tool's problem. One advantage to the Razor over the other glass files, so on the conventional file you're doing this, it's a flat sharp edge, and what's gonna happen, going back and forth here, you could cause some nicks over here, some deep cuts. With the Razor it's beveled, that it's just gonna rub, but it's not gonna do anything. See? If you can find it, if you can afford it, get it, because it's good. They deliver on their promise, which is processing gates without the scratches and very nice polish finish. So if you just enjoy, straight building, these are all you need. Besides your cutter and your hobby knife, that's it. So yeah, it's definitely not just hype. I hope you find this video helpful if you were dubious or just looking for information about it. So I hope I've given you much here. If you got any questions, let's chat in the comments or hit me up on Instagram. So anyway, thanks again for watching. I'll see you on the next build. Bye bye.